Gathering today, and I bring with me the gratitude of all of those who are part of the earth-honoring, heart-open, contemporary pagan traditions of nature spirituality around the world. Those of us who are endeavoring to honor and celebrate the spirit of what our ancient European ancestors once did in their way, trying to find a way in these times to do it our way as well. One thing that I did this morning when I was trying to contemplate what I would say today out of a wide variety of possible things that I could say, because the diversity in our traditions is very great indeed, I asked for some sort of message from the earth itself, or that divine spirit that moves in all things, in the cycles and seasons, in the movement of the planets and the stars, in the movement of the sun through the year. I asked for some sort of message from the earth and received it through the little spider that happens to live over my kitchen sink. This little spider reminding me to pay attention and to really pay heed to the web of relationships and connections that connect me, to connect those I love to the greater community of my tribes and family around the earth, to pay attention and pay heed to the connections that we all have with the earth itself. We don't have in our traditions sacred books of any real import or prophets to sort of tell us what to do. What we do have are our hearts, and we try to open to our hearts. Perhaps the best way to do that for us is to seek the natural wild places of the earth as much as we can, which seem to be fewer and fewer far between. But barring that, perhaps to turn off for a time or silence our cell phones and devices and all the technologies that distance us and disconnect us from the ethic of service and connection that emerges when we learn to listen to that voice in our hearts that is the voice of the sacred that lives within us. If we learn to do that, if we open our hearts to that, it is as natural as breathing, which is, of course, the greatest cycle of life there is. The breath of life reminding us that every breath we take is a sharing of that breath and life and spirit with those who inhabit this planet with us. And it reminds us that trying to manipulate and control the world, the things of the world, the creatures of the world, for our own agendas may ultimately not serve us at all. But in fact, in our small ways, to seek out ways which we can serve the planet, even if it's as simple as joining the efforts to keep the streets clean through the Adopt the Highways program, or to volunteer at the nature preserves, which are so plentiful here in Chicago. One of the great things I think Chicago has done is try to preserve the green spaces as much as possible as a reminder of those kinds of things. To seek out those quiet spaces in our lives where we may find them so that our hearts can speak openly and fully and lovingly, telling us what small ways and what grand ways we can be of service, perhaps getting involved with social justice efforts as well, big equality efforts on the planet, and working for peace, so that the places of peace within our souls and spirits can manifest as peace in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Drake. What a wonderful message that service is service to the planet and serving Mother Earth, who sustains all of us. I'd now like to invite Mr. Rohinton Rivetna, who represents the Zoroastrian Association of Metropolitan Chicago and the Federation of Zoroastrian Associations of North America, to talk to us about the Zoroastrian tradition.